Hello everyone, my name is Abby Bliss White and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to have a little bit of fun with Chanel goodies. So I did pick up some of the new Le Lion Allure lipsticks. I also did order from Harrods the new Chanel. This is the Sublimage L'Essence de Teint. So we're going to play with that today as well. And then of course we're going to end with fragrance of the day, and I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on the new Le Lion fragrance. This is their new Les Exclusifs that has just launched. I've been so excited for this launch. So we are going to have fun doing some lip swatches, trying on this foundation, as well as playing with the new Le Lion fragrance. So if you are interested in learning more about those products, then let's go ahead and get started. Okay, I'm so excited to be diving into my Chanel goodies. So first off, yes, I am a crazy woman and I did order the Sublimage L'Essence de Teint, and I probably picked this up in the wrong color. I am usually matched in BR32 in all of my other Chanel foundations, but since I'm such a foundation junkie, they only had BR22 left on the Harrods website. So I consulted with Allison Chase, who loves this foundation, and I just decided to go ahead and dive in because I can always kind of warm this up with bronzer, and there is times when I think that the BR32 during winter might be just a smidge too dark. Probably not, but I had to get my hands on this. So this is going to be launching in the States soon, and I kind of hate to show things that are hard to pick up, but I did have to give this a try since I've heard so many of you guys absolutely raving about it. So first of all, here is the beautiful box that it comes in, and I'm just going to pull this out, and here is what the bottle looks like. Nice glass bottle here, and it comes with its own brush. So the other Sublimage that I have it in the little jar, the Sublimage tint, and it also came with a very nice brush. So here is what this brush looks like here. It's nice and kind of dense, kind of like a little kabuki, and so far very soft. Like, I feel like this is actually a really nice brush that is included with your foundation. Now, this is a pricey foundation. I believe it's going to be retailing in the US for $130. And I think that the Sublimage Le Tint that I bought in the past was around $130 or $135. So we are going to be putting this serum foundation on my face today. I will do a whole dedicated video just to this foundation, but today I thought we would play with it because I'm dying to try it. So this is in the shade BR22. And I will show you a swatch of BR32 as well. So this is the formula here. It's a nice thin consistency. This does have fragrance in it, like most of the Chanel foundations. That's one of the things I wish they would get rid of, because I don't think it's necessary in your foundation. And then I'm going to give you a swatch of BR32. And this is traditionally what I wear in Chanel foundations. And then this is BR22. I know I did a beautiful job of the swatches. I think this is going to be just fine. It may come a little light. As I said, BR32 can sometimes be a smidge dark in the deep winter. So that was my thinking and rationalizing of how to get this foundation. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put some of this 22 on my face, and we can see what we think. So many people have been raving. You guys have been reaching out to me, offering to send this to me, which was so sweet because you knew that I am a little bit of a foundation freak. So I'm just taking that and we're going to use this kabuki brush, and I already put my eyeballs on for the sake of time since we're really focusing on foundation and lips today. So I really like this brush so far. So the brush is really nice. Okay guys, I'm going to scare you a little bit. I'm coming up close, but I wanted to show you the kind of look on the skin, and I'm hoping that it is showing up on camera, but you guys, it has a really nice kind of radiance that is peeking through on my skin, and I have a feeling that it's going to kind of set pretty soon. Right now it doesn't feel tacky or anything, it just kind of feels hydrating. It definitely had that serum like texture, so very thin, and this is about a pump, and I would tell you that it still is letting my skin shine through, like it doesn't cover everything, but it definitely has some coverage, and I just think it has kind of a pretty kind of finish on the skin. So a little bit glowy, which I prefer, but I don't like too overly dewy. So we shall see how this kind of sets into the skin. So what I like to do with my foundation is normally I would go ahead and do my eyes and kind of let the foundation sink in for a minute. So what we'll do is we will just quickly finish off my face with the rest of my makeup, but we're really here to focus on the Le Lion lipsticks as well as the fragrance. But I'm just playing with this today because it just showed up and I've been so excited about this. I will do a whole review, but I thought we could at least get a sneak peek. I do have to say I think the color is fine, maybe a smidge light, but when I'm actually swatching the BR32 here, this is actually looking a little smidge dark. So I'm going to finish off my face real quick and then let's move on to the lips. Okay guys, I put on the rest of my face, kind of simple makeup today. I'm wearing CLAIR Obscure Eye Quad, and then I just kind of wanted to finish off with a little bronzer and blush, but the main event is these new Le Lion lipsticks. These are in the Allure Velvet formulation, and they have the little lion on the top. These are the kinds that actually pop up from the bottom. I just love these. They're very long wearing. They do not feel drying on the lips, and I did pick up 3 of them. I picked these up from my contact Sophia. She is in the Avalon Chanel store in Atlanta, and she sent them in this beautiful holiday packaging along with a sample of the new Les Exclusifs Le Lion, which we'll review next. So I picked them up in 3 different shades, and I picked up shade number 237, and this is in Beige Argent. And this seemed like kind of my wearable color here, kind of a beautiful rose, kind of a deep, beautiful rose toned lipstick here. Next, I got it in shade 2 257, and Sophia said this is absolutely gorgeous, that I need to give this a try. 57 is Rouge Tromphal, and this one I'm a little worried about, but I think it's going to be fun to play with. It's supposed to be sort of a little bit of a raspberry kind of red, so I'm excited about that. And then I went with a little bit deeper, and I got 267, and I just think this is going to be so appropriate for fall. And this is shade, and 267 is called Rouge Audaceaux. Of course, I probably have butchered each of those names, but let's go ahead and put these on my lips. I think I will start with 237. This is kind of what I would consider day-to-day shade. And this is shade 237. Next, I'm going to try 257. And this is shade 257. Classic kind of Chanel red. And then we're going to apply 267. So those are the three lipsticks that I picked up. Now, of course, you knew I was going to love this as a nude, and that was 237. And then, of course, I actually really love this 267 as kind of a fall, kind of little deeper, kind of brick kind of red. And then I wanted to branch out and try this red, which has a nice, and then it has sort of a raspberry red tone to it. So the Allure velvets are super long lasting. They are very comfortable on the lips. They are going to be kind of that velvety, more of a matte lipstick. It's not going to provide you with that kind of glossy look lip that I typically go for. But when I'm wanting to do a little bit more of a bold lip, these kind of Rouge Allures are what I kind of pull out. So these are the three that I picked up. There were several other colors that were stunning, but then they just released these new lip lacks, and I needed to try those as well. So I just went with the three of these, and so far I'm super happy with these choices, and I'm going to make myself wear this one because this is something typically the other two I'll totally wear, but I want to kind of push myself out of my comfort zone, especially for 2021. So I'm going to try some of these little brighter kind of reds regardless of my lip size. Just going to have fun with makeup in 2021 and beyond. And last but not least, but most exciting, is that Chanel launched a new Les Exclusifs perfume called Le Lion, and I have been waiting for this launch for so long. I read about it, I want to say close to maybe 8 months ago, that it was coming out, and I've just been so excited. I had heard it was going to have to be launched in 2021, so they got it out in 2020, and I've got a sample here, so we are going to talk about this new release. So yes, I have been playing around with this fragrance, trying to decide if it is full bottle worthy for me. I'm a huge fan of the Les Exclusifs line. I think I own 6 of them, and I was thinking I was going to be adding Le Lion fragrance to my collection. So Gabrielle Chanel was born on August 19th, 1883, under the sign of Leo. Majestic, indomitable, and wild. The lion is more than just her astrological symbol. It also embodies Mademoiselle's radiant personality and serves as inspiration for this powerful fragrance. So let's go ahead, do a little squirt here. And I would totally agree, this is a heavy hitter fragrance. Now, this one has an opening with some bergamot and lemon. And then in the base, it's got that amber, it's got patchouli. It also's got a little creamy sandalwood in this. So in just reading the notes, I thought for sure this was going to hit it out of the park for me. It has a very kind of resinous and kind of rich, powdery kind of smell to it. To me, it definitely has some Chanel DNA like Coromandel and the Coeur de Russie. But it also has a airy element kind of like Shalimar. So it's got kind of an old school Shalimar kind of feel to it. And this truly is a beautiful scent. To me, this sort of incensey kind of resinous, to me, that kind of incensey kind of resinous kind of scent is reminding me of kind of going into a church with the old pews. There's something in there that to me reminded me of like being in a really old, beautiful kind of church. That's kind of this image that came up for me. It is definitely powdery, and this is where this may have gone a little bit awry for me, or it might have been the way that I sprayed it on. So I literally just took one little squirt and I put it on my hand when I first got it. And I just was so excited. I could not wait because I was about to order like a full bottle of it before I even got the sample. And within about 30 minutes, I started getting a little bit of a headache. And I think it is due to some sort of powdery note. I haven't quite figured that out, what that exactly is, because I usually have, because I never have any kind of issues with lemon or bergamot or patchouli or amber or sandalwood. There's definitely a smokiness to this fragrance. I would definitely call this kind of a sexy kind of fragrance. It's definitely a powerful fragrance. And I think for me, this is not something that I'm gonna like pull on a day-to-day basis. It really is gorgeous. The dry down is very intoxicating. Like I kept on wanting to smell my hand, but the fact that I kind of got a headache from wearing this is giving me a little bit of a pause. I have tons of perfume. And when I smell things that are too powdery, almost a little choky for me, I tend to get headaches and even my tummy kind of gets a little bit sick. And I don't know, again, I'm trying to figure out what that exact powder note can be. A lot of time powderiness can be from iris, but I have tons of iris kind of fragrances. So I think it's just the overall kind of rich element of this fragrance. This is one that I totally want to love. So I'm still playing around with this. So I could see this kind of being spritzed on a coat and kind of letting this kind of be your little bubble that you're wearing here. I think for on my personal skin, it was a little bit too much. It was creating a little bit of a headache and I only did one squirt. So I would love to know, you guys, what if you have smelled this, what your thoughts are. To me, I think it really is a beautiful fragrance, and if I had to describe it, I would definitely say yes, Chanel DNA. I would say it's kind of like a mix of Coromandel, that kind of warm, kind of rich fragrance. A little bit of that leather is coming through from like Coeur de Russie. I definitely feel like there's some sort of smokiness, a little bit of little touch of leather in there. And then I would say Shalimar is definitely kind of weaved in between. So that's how I would kind of describe this fragrance. Like that's what I'm getting from it. I do think it really is pretty. I think it's going to be one of those that may not be like your day-to-day kind of fragrance, but maybe this could be more like a special occasion date night kind of fragrance. The more I smell it, like I really do like this. I just am worried because of that headache thing. So I'm definitely still on the fence with this one. I'm not going to run out and get a full bottle quite yet. I need to play around a little bit more. I just cannot wear fragrance that are going to be giving me a little bit of a headache, but I definitely think this is worth checking out. kind of keeping an open mind, but I think definitely for those of you that love Coromandel and that love Coeur de Russie and love Shalimar and those kind of fragrances, a little more incensey and a little bit more smoky, I think you're gonna love this one. It really is beautiful. So that is my initial thoughts on Le Lion. I would love to know if you have put your nose on it, what you think about it, and I hope you enjoyed this sort of semi get ready with me today. So I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll be back with another video soon. So this is a heavy hitter kind of fragrance. It is strong, and I don't think it's going to be for everyone. So to me, when I first smelled it, it is very powdery, it is incensey, it's got some brightness in there. It kind of honestly reminds me of Coromandel. I'll finish this real quick. So Le Lion, so Gabrielle Chanel was born, so Gabrielle Chanel was so this fragrance, so first and foremost, this fragrance was created this Le Lion was created on, so Gabrielle Chanel was born on August 19th. So Gabrielle Chanel was born on August 19th,